Morning all and happy Easter. So it's Easter Sunday here in Gladstone, and happy and a sad day, I guess. Happy is my eldest two, Mischa and Cadel. They're on a plane on their way over here to join us for a couple of weeks. The downside is yesterday I was running some 12-volt wiring down through the engine room and through near the steering system, and I've picked up an issue with our steering cable that unfortunately means we're not going anywhere for a little while. So not very excited about this morning because I'm going to be crawling around in some tight spaces to pull a steering cable out and check the condition and replace some sleeving, some protective sleeving that goes over the cable. So I've got the trusty Leopard manual, owner's manual here, which pretty much doesn't tell me anything. So I had a chat to another Leopard owner yesterday in the marina. He gave me some great pointers. So yeah, it's going to be a very interesting job today. The plus is it's a beautiful day here, beautiful morning. So we'll crack on and we'll see how we go. So like all things boats, it's a little bit trickier than average, I guess. So part of the steering system runs through in our saloon. That's the back of the helm station. So it's basically a chain and cable system all the way up the top there. To get the camera up, but that's the main wheel, and there's a chain system which comes down into that cable system, so it links in there, comes down to these two big pulleys, I guess, and through that small bulkhead there, and it comes in through the engine room, which is in through there. So, and all sort of tied in with the autopilot. So that's one little space. So we'll see how we go with it. Into the engine room. It's not a bad space in here. It's, with a 38-foot boat, I can actually stand in here, so it's not too bad. But access to where we need to be is pretty tricky. Currently laying on top of the fuel tank, and there is our issue in there. So there's two blue conduit sleeves. They run through into the back of that pulley. You can see one of them there's corroded away. I mean, it is a 22-year-old boat, so it's going to happen. But yeah, we'll got to pull that nylon bush out. So there's a backing nut behind that big plate, which holds that bush in place. So I found it accidentally yesterday, but yeah, so that conduit there on the right hand side, we've got to pull the cable out and then run a new conduit, and hopefully there's no damage to that cable inside there and we can reuse it. If not, I'll have to source another cable. Fingers crossed. So that's where we're at. That's the top of the fuel tank. Comes down and that cable actually runs through into that red bulkhead there, and then comes around to that pulley system there, and you can actually see that the other end of that conduit is also damaged. So tight space, interesting job, and that goes through on those pulleys and then doubles back to this big tie rod which runs right through under the entire length of the boat. Port side engine room, definitely not as big in there. You can see that other end runs through, that part of the cable runs right through to there. Pretty basic system really. It's definitely nothing complex, it's just going to be a very fiddly job. So first job, get a cable tie through there, because what we don't want is it accidentally slipping, because then I'm going to remove a few more panels, so that'll keep it in on that cog up the top and stop any accidental. So next job, 6 little clamps there, stainless clamps that need to come undone. So the cable feeds in from a second pulley on the starboard side. runs underneath the transom and over to the port side engine room. So I'm in here with my trusty 10mm. So I've got a couple of spares because you don't have 10mm, and we'll see how we go. Just putting a small line on the cable here, just leaving one shackle on. Small cable through, take out this pin. And then through the cable, because we've got to pull that under the transom. We won't be able to pull it back, it's a real tight space, so I ain't going to fit in there. So we'll run a line through there when it goes to the other side, and we'll just be able to pull it back nice and easy. Next job is to undo that bush. It's a big backing nut, another one here at the top, and that'll release that conduit, and we'll be able to pull that cable through, which runs right through the back of the transom there. So a little bit easier than I thought. Got the backing nut off. Had an issue with the top of that bush, that there's an Allen key at the top, it's actually snapped. So found the head sitting up there waiting for me. Didn't make it any easier, but I've got some replacements. Bung that in there, so now it's a matter of feeding that all the way through and getting to here and through that nut. We're making a bit of progress. Alright, fail with pulling the cable, missed a step, so on the camera that is. You don't get to see that, that was a fun hour. We're at a point where we can hopefully pull this down carefully. Enough to get to that slip pin. It's pretty much full lock, so that's where we're at. There we go, see if we can't not lose this pin. So got the cable out, bit of a challenge, but a little bit of damage in that section in there where there's like a bit of seawater got into that conduit and travelled down at the lowest point. So yeah, not ideal, and it's got a special fitting in the end there, so we'll have to see what we can work out. I don't think we're able to find one today, Easter Sunday. It's just a standard stainless cable with a swage fitting on the top, so we'll see how we go. So just measuring it up, got a T in the background, so we're just short of 7 metres, so happy hunting. Next job, replace that bushing. So fortunately there's a backing nut, so that entire plate has got to come off.
Welcome to Gladstone! Woo!
Oh, and what have we got?
Why is that bluey? It's a bluey bird!
What have we got?
Oh, the crocodile's cool, darling. We spend the day at 1770 and Agnes Waters while we await parts to come for the steering cable.
Quick little follow-up vid from the old steering cable debacle. So, yeah, interesting story. Obviously, Gladstone being an industrial centre, I thought it'd be pretty easy to get bits and pieces. It wasn't. So, steering cables, just sit back, darling. So, steering cable, thankfully, one of the boys at Gladstone Machinery Maintenance, so Kieran, helped us out big time there. So, he actually sourced the cable for us, and the fitting itself, 23-year-old boat, he actually machined up a piece of stainless himself, and just come back, darling. And then yeah, fitted it, clamped it to the cable. So that was a real easy job. The conduit itself, that's a Lumar conduit, so that had to come from Brizzy, so that was an overnighter. Good news was we got the bits and pieces on Wednesday, so it only really took a couple of days, given we were told it may not even be till at least the weekend. So put the bits in, didn't film it, we're on a bit of a time pressure, so we're planning to go to the KEPPELS, leaving, well, it was supposed to be 2 days ago now, but yeah, obviously getting that work done. So a bit of a time pressure, so I didn't film it, I just got it done, pretty much the reverse of the removal. Far easier though, once I knew everything went, so it only took me about an hour to refit it all back in. Did a little test in the marina, all appears good, so we were good to go, but now we've got some pretty awesome Queensland weather, and it's been raining since about 5:30 this morning, so we're not going to KEPPELS just yet. We'll see what happens with this weather. But yeah, so big shout out to the Gladstone Machinery Maintenance and to Leah at Ship and Sail for getting that conduit to me pretty quick. So that was good. Hey P, my little apprentice, you helped heaps, didn't you? And we didn't lose any tools, and we didn't lose the 10mm socket either, so bonus. Alright, hopefully we'll see you, or won't see you for the next breakdown.
The weather is definitely not on our side at the moment, and we are yet to get to the KEPPELS. There's a tiny window in the weather, and we are destined to make it to the KEPPELS. Catch us next week.